Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how's everything going? Uh, Happy August 30. Wait, it is September 5th. Happy September 5th, everybody. I'm going to try and keep this short. Our bandwidth is very suspicious right now at the moment. Um, Welcome to studentloanjustice.org. The song I just tried to play, I'm not even sure that you even heard it, but it was Regarding Time by Pink Floyd. So today is September 5th. Congress is back in session starting tomorrow. And we have, as a practical matter, the month of September before early voting begins in October to get our bill passed. Let me back up. For those of you who are new, welcome. We're glad you found us. We're the oldest, largest, and only true grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. Whether you would ever or never file for bankruptcy, it turns out that unless and until we get the threat, the constitutionally enshrined threat of bankruptcy back, nothing that Joe Biden does is going to be meaningful at all. We're not going to see meaningful student loan cancellation unless and until we get bankruptcy back. Just take my word for it, please, if you would. So we've got a bill in the Senate right now, S-2598. The bill returns constitutional bankruptcy protections to student loans. The bill is bipartisan. The bill has 2 Republican co-sponsors. The bill could be passed tomorrow, like literally tomorrow. Congress is in session. We have Chairman Dick Durbin, chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, is sponsoring the bill. We have 2 Republicans on the bill. By the way, we're a fiercely nonpartisan group, but historically, the Republicans have tended to oppose us. So having 2 Republican co-sponsors on the bill, Josh Hawley, John Cornyn, is a very important thing. So, hey, if you have any questions or comments, throw them out. And if I can see them on Facebook or on Twitter, I will be very happy to respond to them if I can see them. So this is it, guys. We've been doing this for 17 and a half years now. And no 3 weeks, actually, between now and, let's say, October 1st. Really, the first week in October is when early voting begins. Never has a 3 to 4 week period ever mattered as much as the next 4 weeks worth of time, which I tried to play. So we need your help, guys. These are your loans. This is your livelihood on the line, in all seriousness. We are a true grassroots group, guys, and that means that nothing happens unless the people out there make it happen. The best thing I can tell you is that you should go to our website, studentloanjustice.org, and do the daily actions. That's like the minimum that you can do. But just remember, S-2598 is the bill that we need to fight for. That's a Senate bill. It's in the Senate. So we need to all be calling both of our senators. At least one, I'm going to be calling at least probably 3 times a week, if not more, for the next month. And ask your senator to co-sponsor the bill. Ask them to push the bill. Ask them to say good things about the need to return bankruptcy protections to student loans publicly. Like, all of that stuff helps a lot. So I'm looking for your comments now. I hope this is showing up. We're in new digs, guys. So bear with me. The bandwidth is not great, and it's going to be a little dicey for the next little while here for us. But this Joe Biden cancellation is nonsense, guys. Even if you have $10,000 or $20,000 or less in student loans and you got the Pell Grant, you should be very suspicious. Not $1 has yet been canceled. And there's all kinds of things that they can throw, wrenches that they can throw into the works to ensure that, like every other loan cancellation gimmick they've ever foisted on us in the past, 90+% of the people will not get it. We're already seeing all kinds of stuff about how it's going to be taxable income for, certain states. That's probably going to prevent fully 50% of the people from even applying for it in the first place, because if you're going to get $10,000 in monopoly money, it's just nonsense, knocked off your $100,000+ student loan debt, which they will build back up very quickly to make up for it. Why do you want to pay $500,000 in state income tax? Like stuff like that. This is the way the game is played, guys. Believe me now, please. We've been doing this for 17 and a half years now. So yeah, guys, this is kind of how the game is played, and you shouldn't trust this Biden loan cancellation. You just should not. And even if you trust it, I know probably 70+% of the people on our group hate this loan cancellation because they owe way more than that. And $10,000 is not going to do anything for most people on our group. So guys, nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. It's a terrible thing to have to do. I get that. And the good news is very few people, maybe even nobody, will actually have to file once we get the right return. What is absolutely and critically important is that we get the threat of bankruptcy returned so that, like every other lending instrument in this country, if you say, hey, man, you guys are screwing me into the ground here, I'm going to have to file for bankruptcy. All of a sudden, they're like, whoa, okay. Let's sit down. Let's negotiate. So, and quite frankly, I think getting bankruptcy back is probably going to compel very widespread, across the board, meaningful student loan cancellation. That's my pretty strong belief. And I'm usually right on these sorts of things. So trust me, guys, whatever the other groups are saying about bankruptcy, if they're saying anything, they're not to be taken seriously. This group right here we know the path, guys, and we know that the Biden cancellation is not the path. That's bullshit. It's a trick. Pardon my French. We've seen this trick foisted on us many times in the past. And quite frankly, the other student loan advocacy groups, or whatever you want to call them, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And at least one of them I know is literally corrupted. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. But just let me say, guys, if you care about your student loans getting solved, then the thing that you will do in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks is help us fight for S2598. It all comes down to this, guys. This is the battle. Don't worry about any of the bullshit that you see on TV or wherever. This truly is the battle. I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. So yeah, guys, this is it. I am still looking for your comments. Give me just a little minute here. As I said, guys, we're in new digs, so bear with us. Oh, okay, here I am. Hopefully I'm not too choppy. Oh, thanks, Derek. Okay, we have a comment from Derek. I talk about the Senate bill. Still looking for your comment. I talk about the Senate bill, S2598, all the time because the bill is in play. The bill is perfectly positioned. We've been working on this bill for quite some time. There's another bill in the House, which is HR 4563 from a guy named a Republican, believe it or not, congressman named Glenn Grothman here in Wisconsin, where I am. And frankly, it is an even stronger bill than S2598. I haven't said nearly enough about it, and maybe that's my fault. But I mean, honestly, the Democrats control Congress, and so I didn't really think it was worth it to say anything about this bill. But the more the way things are shaking out, honestly, I think, in my humble opinion, I think HR 4563 is already a perfectly functioning companion bill to S2598. There's no need necessarily to reinvent the wheel and force, like, I don't know, Jerry Nadler or David Cicilline or some of the Democrats in the judiciary to all of a sudden introduce this bill and debate it and do all the bullshit they have to do. Time's getting short, guys. We have almost no time left. I mean, technically, we have until the end of the year to pass legislation, but honestly, guys, I think we have to get it done. I mean, it would behoove both parties, both Democrats and Republicans, to get this done before early voting begins in October. And so, yeah, HR 4563. And we did a tweet to Glenn Grothman the other day about this bill, sort of thanking him for it. Very rare day when we get to thank a Republican for anything. Just turn on Fox News over the past 2 weeks. You'll see what I'm saying. We are a fiercely nonpartisan group. If you're a Republican, you're very welcome here. If you're a Democrat, we pretty much hate both parties at this point. Hey, Lisa Ansell says hi. Derek Williams, Terry Dawson. Hey, Terry. Derek just mentions bipartisan bills much more likely to be passed. S2598 is bipartisan bill. And by the way, I should say HR 4563 is also bipartisan. There's a Democratic co-sponsor on the bill whose name escapes me at the moment. But yeah, bipartisan is the way to go, guys. Both parties screwed us to this point. Both parties should fix this fucking catastrophe, pardon my French. So hey guys, I think I may cut it kind of short tonight. I want to leave a short live stream for the week ahead so that our petition signers, their eyes won't glaze over and they'll actually watch it. So if you're a petition signer, we need you more than ever. We've got over 1 million people on our petition. We've got hundreds of thousands of people across our other platforms. We have a massive nuclear strength muscle to flex. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to flex it. It's meaningless unless you help us flex it. And make no mistake, your loans, your livelihood is on the line. And all the other groups and all the bullshit snake vermin swamp creatures at Forbes magazine and Yahoo Finance and all these other mainstream media outlets, these junk channels that just propaganda machines, they want you doing nothing. They want you distracted. They want you waiting, watching, and worrying and doing nothing, sitting on your hands and reading Forbes fucking magazine. Pardon my French. Don't give them the pleasure. Help us fight. Kelly and Derek and Leslie and Lisa, they will all tell you it feels very good to fight this fight because we're fighting for the people. We have the Constitution on our side. We have the founding fathers on our side. We have common sense on our side. As a practical matter, we have 42 million distressed student loan borrowers in the nation, 38 million distressed federal student loan borrowers in the country. They are on our side too. If they knew about us, they would be. So tell them about us. This is the group, guys. I'm telling you, there's no other group fighting the right fight. This group is fighting the right fight to get actual justice and a solution for your student loans. So tell everybody you know about us. I know we don't appear like we're a big deal. We are. But for this group, we wouldn't have this bankruptcy bill to fight for. But for this group, we wouldn't even be talking about student loan cancellation by executive order. Although we are very disappointed in Joe Biden, make no mistake. That all started here with this group. I kid you not. Google us. Hey, Kelly Kessler says, I completely understand the importance of getting bankruptcy protections back, but when the government makes so much money off of student loan debt, what incentivizes politicians to pass the bills for bankruptcy? Great question, Kelly. What incentivizes them is us, the voters. Like, that's how a democracy is supposed to work. We are the largest untethered voting bloc, politically untethered voting bloc in U.S. history. 42 or 3 million distressed student loan borrowers is a lot of people. Now, right now, the Democrats did themselves a pretty solid favor. If you look at their polling since August 24th, when Biden announced the student loan cancellation, they went up by 0.7 of a percentage point in the polls. Is that enough to get them over the hump? I doubt it. But certainly the Republicans have not done themselves any favors by wagging their fingers. So there is a groundswell, and I'm seeing it. Truly, I'm seeing it. An organic groundswell of support and kind words and just people of all political stripes coming out and calling for the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans. So what will incentivize the members of Congress is us. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way it is right now, which makes what you sitting there, I don't mean you specifically, Kelly, I mean everybody out there. Kelly, I know you've been in this grind for many years, I know. Ann Cooper, Derek, everybody else, I know you guys are doing the work. When I say get off your ass, I'm not talking to you. I salute you. and everybody out there who's been doing these daily actions and really humping, doing the work necessary to push S2598. And hey, if it makes you feel better, if you're a Republican, if you want to push HR 4563, we'll do that too. It all helps. But right now, I'd say the most important thing is S2598 and getting Republican senators still to ask them to co-sponsor the bill. There's another wrinkle with bankruptcy where we're pushing the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, very hard to stop opposing student loan borrowers in bankruptcy court. That's kind of a viable workaround. And all of these are included in the most recent couple weeks worth of our daily actions. So again, go to our website and do our daily actions, guys. It's just so freaking important. You can find it right there where I'm pointing. You rewind this if you need to. So yeah, guys, we're on a roll. These next 3 weeks are it. I'm going to leave it at that. But I appreciate your questions. And more than anything, I will appreciate you actually getting off your ass if you haven't and doing the daily actions. Your student loans, your livelihood hangs in the balance of what happens between now and probably the first week in October. So this is it, guys. This is it. And join your state chapter group too. That would help. You can do all this stuff from our website, studentloanjustice.org. Very last thing I'll say, I should have said this first thing, damn it. We need around, I can't remember, we need around 80 something people, like 80 people, maybe 76 people to donate the $10. So in other words, we need to raise like $760 in the next week or so. So please donate if you could. We can do what we do on very little money, but we cannot do it on nothing. We're going to have to pay a little extra to get some increased bandwidth here and stuff like that. So your donation right now is particularly helpful and timely. We can do what we do on very little, guys, but we can't do it on nothing. So please help with that. All right, guys, I'm getting excited. I hope you are too. Stay tuned, but do more than that. Get your hands dirty. We need you in this fight. I can't say that enough. This is a working, fighting group. This is your battle. And whether you fight it or not means everything. You have no idea how important you are. We need you. So I'll be back. I'll be back on Wednesday. Ed, our fearless co-leader, will be with you tomorrow. This is the battle, guys. This is the battle. What are you going to do? Good luck. See you Wednesday. Godspeed. God bless everyone.